So back in the day in 2015, about 9 years ago, there was a little thing that came out called the Steam Machine. Now, I did not know about this, but this was basically the Steam Deck before the Steam Deck. Essentially, this was kind of a third-party type of device that ran on something called SteamOS. Now, this is still available today. Obviously stands for Steam Operating System. Nowadays, obviously, this is what powers the Steam Deck. But yeah, 2015, the Steam Machine came out, and I guess these were actually not successful. Now, I had not heard about them, and I guess that would be why. But from what I could see, a lot of these kind of looked very similar to what we know today as the Steam Deck, and yeah, essentially these were just the third-party type of approach to the Steam Deck. There were a lot of different types of computer companies that kind of made their own version of it, but about 2 or 3 years after it came out, it looks like it was basically shut down, the whole concept of Steam machines. But then fast forward to early 2022, about 2.5 years ago, the Steam Deck did come out. And as you might know, it was actually, and still is, an extreme success. People really love the Steam Deck. People really view it as the ideal way to play mobile games nowadays. A lot of people say that in terms of hardware, it's even better than the Nintendo Switch. Now, the obvious main difference between the Steam Machine and the Steam Deck is that the deck is made by Valve, whereas the machine was kind of just a third-party sort of concept. Now, you would think with the Steam Deck being so popular, maybe they would just stick with what works, they would just stick to that concept and just keep it as is. But it actually sounds like no. I mean, I'm sure they're still, going all in with the Steam Deck, but along with that, it turns out Steam has just updated some branding with the Steam operating system that would signal a return to the third-party device concept. Now, this was not released in a huge presentation, not with huge fanfare or anything from Valve. Nah, people just kind of noticed this offhand, and people have been really seeing this a lot as they look closer. So one thing, for example, there is a badge now with SteamOS that says powered by SteamOS. This seems to be a sort of branding that they very much could use with like a third-party device. And there are also some updated brand guidelines for partners. Now, again, this could indicate very much a willingness to work with partners on, what could be a third-party device. Now, this is something I also didn't know, but it's kind of actually not a surprise for people who have been paying attention, not myself, that Valve is wanting to do something like this. I guess they've kind of made it clear that they are interested in basically reviving this third-party concept. It was pointed out that PC Gamer had an interview with Lawrence Yang just last year, and Lawrence works for Valve, and essentially Lawrence said that it was actually a high priority of Valve at that time to make the SteamOS available to other devices besides just the Steam Deck. Like, it didn't sound like it was just something they wanted to do. He made it sound like it was kind of a high priority item. Something like this is kind of surprising because, like I said, the Steam Deck is extremely successful, but I gotta hand it to Valve. I very much respect the concept of still going out of your way to get out of your comfort zone, not just sticking with what works, but also what you want to do, just continue expanding. And I think this idea to kind of revive this Steam Machine concept is fantastic. I didn't know before today about the Steam Machine. It was a thing of the past, but it turns out it may be a thing of the future.